Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we definitely do need to talk about AI, because I think this is getting absolutely wild and completely out of control. Now, we have been getting some updates from Kabam as they are changing things about AI, but it has been an extremely excruciatingly long and slow and painful process. And what's worse, I don't think anything's really getting better. I think when it comes to the AI, we are genuinely moving in much more unplayable situation. If we had times when the biggest issue was not baiting out a special attack and, Kabam having to address that, then now we have significantly bigger problems of AI just, well, what's the best way to say, being supercharged to the max, where it's doing impossible things, it's doing things that never could before. We have had, obviously, a while back, AI starting to reparry double mediums, which has been a hassle, which does hinder a lot of champions that you cannot play optimally in many situations. Most notably, and recently, we had Werewolf by Night, where you're effectively required to do light hits into the opponent's block, and you're just basically unable to do that because you do and will get reparried in Alliance War and Battlegrounds and in any competitive mode where parry mastery is a thing. That always has applied to Tigra and pretty much any other double medium champions that, it was immediately a fairly significant disadvantage if your champion had double mediums. You can't hit opponent's block reliably. Now we have more and more AI that's starting to randomly dex out of special attacks. That's new and that's fun. AI that's doing step back intercepts, shallow evades, AI that's light intercepting you, AI that's walking up to you and hitting you in the face. And AI behavior in general is just becoming a major problem. Even today, I just spoke with a person who just took a 3-month break from the game because nothing else but AI specifically broke him. And there have been a lot of people like that. And for me personally, I'm kind of closing in on that point as well. I want to show this moment from the stream I had like yesterday. So I'm using my rank 3 Omega Red against Jessica Jones. And this should kind of illustrate some of the issues very well. So right here, right now, Jessica Jones somehow has time to recover from her heavy attack and launch a special in my face in the same amount of time it takes me to throw my heavy attack. And the same thing happened in this fight multiple times, where I try to punish that heavy with a Mega Red, which, should be perfectly doable, should be a perfectly normal occurrence. And Jessica is just going to be too fast. I'm not going to be able to do anything. Okay, there I've tried super fast release on heavy, and I did my heavy attack so fast I didn't even register it, but fine, that was my mistake. Here, again, the same thing, because I'm trying to throw my heavy attack as fast as I can. But we're going to have at least one more moment where I'm going to try and heavy, and nothing. Or at some point, I think I might have given up on heavy attacks. But we will have the beginning example for sure as well. So let's fast forward it back a bit. Jessica Jones. There you go. So let's throw it. And obviously the same thing has been happening with quite a few champions, where they just recover insanely fast that you can't punish their heavy attacks anymore. Like with your own heavies. Even though the spacing would be fine. They just dex out of it. That's another thing that's, well, not normal. And obviously, speaking of punishing, we have the special attacks. We have a whole bunch of special attacks that we always could punish safely. And now it's 50-50. It's 50-50 whether we will get parried. That includes Nick Fury's level 1. That includes Shocker's level 1, which originally we were able to punish. So let's just see this moment here again. Oh wait, we already saw that. Okay, so it's just becoming At this point, absolutely unplayable. And I don't know how effectively other people are dealing it. Obviously, part of it could be me getting a little bit rusty, me playing a little bit less, not being as sharp and on it. But it still does not explain so many things happening with AI and us noticing a ton of stuff that AI does right now that it didn't do a month ago or 2 months ago. So it is clear that Kabam is changing things. It is clear that Kabam is adjusting things with the AI. And I don't think it's going to serve the community. I think this type of AI behavior, again, just like with quite a few things, is going to get overtuned where there might be, two handfuls of people with fast enough, reflexes or whatnot that can handle it. But at this point, I don't know even what's the best way to explain it. The fact that you have played this game for like 9 years and you have been able to do the same things that you just cannot anymore due to the recovery speed, due to the AI behavior, completely changes the entire game. And it does get extremely, extremely frustrating. And that's without mentioning the dropped inputs. That's without mentioning, the failed parries where parry pops up, opponent doesn't get stunned. There are a ton of things obviously happening in this game, but if there is one thing that I certainly wish that Kabam takes a lot bigger kind of like transparent approach and more urgency, it is AI. AI is, for me, one of the bigger issues with the game right now. I do think Kabam has done a very good job in several aspects of the game. I think Kabam is dropping the ball right now with champion design. I think they're going in completely wrong direction with, the nature of the defenders that they are releasing. Champions like Serpent, Bullseye, even like Photon and Dust that just switch off willpower. All that stuff I don't think is good. I do think there are many good things happening with champions and in the game. Champions overall, I think, in the quality has slipped in last half a year or last 4 or 5 months. I think the game economy is better. I like Kabam changing the focus from offers to actual content to play. I think Kabam is doing a respectable job releasing content overall in between act story content, in between these Winter of Woes and Springs of Suffering and Necropolis. I think that's fantastic. I think Kabam is paying more attention to specific game modes, doing a good job with incursions as well. Well, that's good. They do need to simplify things though. But if there are two biggest kind of like things that Kabam's absolutely screwing up. Number one is the bugs and mistakes and errors. And number two is the AI. I think that is so important. I think we encounter obviously AI every time we play this game. Can't deal anything with it. And if AI is doing things that it absolutely should not. And again, I'm not even talking about AI reparrying. It's annoying, but we have kind of learned to live with it. I'm talking about the reaction speeds. I'm talking about completely changed behaviors, AI dexing out things. AI all of a sudden being capable of waiting out until you charge out of your heavy attack, for instance, with Mr. Negative. That is something as well that completely destroys Mr. Negative as a character, because AI frequently now will just wait out as you charge a heavy attack. When all the time before with Mr. Negative, that's what you did. You charge a heavy attack and you waited for opponent to dash in so you could evade and then, go for a combo. Now, it's not safe anymore because quite frequently AI will just wait out your heavy attack until you throw it, until it auto-throws your heavy attack, and then you get hit in the face. A ton of champions are suffering from just seemingly sentient AI. And I think it's high time Kabam address it properly. They have been making posts here and there, but they have been very, what's the best right word for it? Specific on very main set issues. They're talking about AI throwing special attacks, which is fine, which is one problem which we need to address. But they're not talking about AI's recovery speeds. They're not talking about dropped hitboxes and whatnot. There's just so much that I think is going wrong right now with the fighting mechanics in this game, as Kabam is meddling with it more than ever, despite them denying the fact that they have. Let me know what you guys think. What has been your experience? Have you noticed opposing champions doing stuff that you have never seen before? I certainly have. I absolutely have. So many fights, I get so frustrated because I just do not see magic AI shenanigans coming still. Maybe it's just me though, right? I don't know. Let me know. Have you seen anything weird as well? And I'll catch you guys soon. Bye. Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about